be good.
Hey, we are doing Zoom right now. I'm interviewing Sherry. You can come on Zoom. Bye.
Okay, let me find out where it's at.
Bye. Hey, everybody. We are live. It's 30 interviews in 30 days. I want to make sure all the connections are connecting. All the connections are connecting. Connecting. It's funny. As soon as you go on live, the calls come in.
Right.
We are live. We are connected on connecting. We are here. What's going on, everybody? 30 interviews in 30 days. This is day 6. Almost lost track. Today is day 6.
Wow.
Did you send her the link?
Yeah, I did.
All right, everybody.
Green room until she comes.
Huh?
I said keep her in the green room until for a minute or two.
Like this is a merge. Today we have merge music group 30 interviews, 30 days, day 6. And I could not do this without my family here. My family, which is Sherry, Johnson, Roy. Literally, we worked at Channel 48 together back in the Dizzy, and we have been family ever since. She's a little bit, I'm a little bit rock and roll. She's a little bit, what's that song? She's a little bit rock and roll, I'm a little bit country, you know, but more so.
A little bit gospel.
She's a little bit more gospel, and I am more of the hip hop. But together, we do these things together. We make things happen. We have events. We reach out to the community, and we do our thing. So 30 interviews in 30 days. And today, since today is Sunday, and she's gospel, you know, what are we going to talk about? Gospel. We're going to talk about the Lord Jesus Christ always. Boom, boom, boom. And she has merged music. First of all, Supreme Gospel Entertainment is her company. Supreme Gospel Entertainment. But she has also merged with Broderick Jemison, and they have merged music group. But we're gonna find out more about that. I was trying to give her partner a few moments to get in, and while I do this. Oh, wait a minute. As soon as I said it, there it goes.
Come on, partner.
There it goes. There we go. Hey, we're gonna do this. So while we're waiting for him to come on, Sherry Johnson of Supreme Gospel Entertainment. What? Oh, well, he's here. He said, he's capping.
He all capping now.
The noob is in the building.
How about that? Unmute your.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
I'm sorry, guys. I got detained in traffic.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Stick your chest out. Let us know.
Yeah. Just in case you want to know what the real deal is.
Okay, we want to make
sure. That's why she wanted to interview you because of what you're representing. Okay.
Yes, it's Black History Month. So, hey, I'm representing the HBCU.
So you're going to represent the Greeks, right?
Yeah. That's what's up. I'm doing my thing.
Now you're doing your thing. Broderick Jemison.
Yes.
That's his name. The merge group. What's the name of your company?
My company name is Jemison and Associates.
I guess you like your name, huh?
Yes, I love it. It's something about that name. It's like something about that name Jesus. It's something about that name Jemison.
Jemison, that's right. Jemison.
The sweetest thing I know.
The sweetest, okay.
When we sing it, I think that sounds like a song. I think.
Oh Lord, this is gonna be 30 minutes.
Oh, you want me to sing for you?
Oh no.
The sweetest name I know.
Ooh, Lord.
Y'all don't know what you don't know. I can sing. Well, you.
Yeah,
I'd rather go tend to my kids.
Look,
listen.
We were gonna sign you to a deal, but Sherry said no.
Why you not gonna sign me? My voice is golden.
No, we good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Me. Any request?
We can sign Bree first.
Any request? Give me a request. I'll sing it for you.
What about Silent Night?
How about just silent? How about just silent?
Yeah.
Holy night.
Ooh, Lord.
Don't front.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we are so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. I could not do 30 interviews in 30 days without my family, you know?
I know.
Because we've been doing this thing for a minute. We've been in business. Like I said, I've been on the urban side, you've been on the gospel side, but we've been in it. And sometimes you need to understand that what y'all do is major in the gospel area. Yes, we're in 2 different areas, but you major in the gospel area, really doing your things. So I always start out with what did you want to be when you grow up, and are you doing it? So I'll start with you, Roderick Jemison.
Yeah, start with him.
When I grew up, I wanted to be an Indian chief, but since I couldn't be a cowboy or Indian chief, no, actually, it's crazy. But my family, a very musical family. So as a kid, my father was a sax player and also a minister, and he was also a prolific singer within our community. He would sing at a lot of different churches before he became a pastor. So I had music in my bones, you know. So therefore, as a kid growing up, I sung in the choir, played in the band, went to high school, did the same thing, and went to college on a music scholarship and did the same thing. So yes, based on all all the stuff I did all my life, music is the love of my life. I love music. I love music. I wake up singing. I go to sleep singing.
Oh, you can sing?
Oh Lord Jesus!
And the only reason we
prove
didn't
it.
find,
Prove it.
I didn't want,
No,
because see, I don't want to. We got clients, and I don't want to be making them feel real shame about their ministry. So I'm just gonna lay back and not do my calling. But then if I sing, I have to get paid because God gave me this voice to financially take care of me and my family. So I have to make sure that I get the revenues off my singing. So,
okay.
Are you paying tonight? I'll sing.
I know, right?
I am paying you attention. That's what I'm paying you.
Okay.
Oh, that's about it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move. Now, next
question.
Sherry.
Okay, we'll go to Sherry because so music is in your bones. You like music, but
yes,
you just knew you wanted to do music, not necessarily the part of music you do. All right.
It's crazy because I grew up more on urban music because as a kid I had older brothers and sisters, and I love that. Now I grew up on Earth, Wind and Fire, Commodore.
Oh Lord, all right, man.
Frankie Beverly and Mays, all the old school real when music was real. I mean, real music.
It's still real, but okay.
I mean, real. I mean, like instrumentation of. I'm a horn player, so I love instrumentation of horns, live horns and stuff. So therefore, I love that, and I love the chord structures and whatever. And there was no what is that vocoder trying to manipulate voice to tune people up. It was just raw, and these cats could sing. So therefore, I grew up in that era, and I love music. Gospel was I guess was a part of my life based on my upbringing. My dad, even though he was a pastor, he allowed us to listen to urban music. And back then, the urban music was more about love, uplifting, and Black power, and just the struggle and all that stuff. We didn't have to. We didn't have this kind of ratchet music that we have. Not saying that all music is ratchet. I listen to some urban music also, but I like music that has a meaning, that has a clean palette that we can all sing in our whole families.
Clean palette. Woo.
All right, there's somebody trying to get in here. Who is Lady S? Oh, Sadina.
Oh, Sadina. Bring her in.
Are we bringing her in? Okay, we'll bring Sadina in. But in the meantime, while we're bringing Sadina in, let's go to Sherry. What did you want to do what did you want to be when you grew up, and what are you doing it now?
No, I'm not going. What I wanted to be when I grew up was a sportscaster. I wanted to be a journalist that was in the basketball locker rooms, interviewing the basketball players because I love basketball so much. Or I just wanted to be a journalist and that reported news, but my preference was to be a sportscaster. So I studied them. I love basketball. You already know I love basketball. I love basketball. You know, I used to have in my room when I was growing up, every single wall in my room was filled with basketball stars, cutouts of Dr. J, Moses Malone back in the day, Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, all of them. And I ran out of room on my walls, so I started hanging the pictures from my ceiling. And when I went to college, came home from college for a break, my mom cleared that every wall was bare. And I was like, what did you do? She was like, that was going to be a fire hazard. It was too much paper. She was like, nope. So from that point, I still wanted to do it. But then once I started realizing as a sportscaster, you got to just do more than basketball. You got to do football, you got to do hockey, you got to do soccer, you got to report sports. And I was like, I didn't want to do that. And at the time, it wasn't a big outlet for just basketball female journalists, like it is now. So I kind of switched to just doing regular journalism. And that's when I kind of met you at TV 48 in Philadelphia. And then, of course, growing up my dad is not a pastor. He's an ordained minister. So growing up, I did not have the luxury like Roderick had of really listening to urban music. Marvin and I snuck sometimes and listened to some of the urban music. You
hear that? I hope your dad is watching. I hope your dad is watching.
Come on now, he knew.
What he going to do? My dad almost 74 in a few days. He ain't going to do.
You heard that, Dad? I'm going to tell. I'm telling him.
Go tell him. Go tell him right now. But no, he wouldn't. Not that he wouldn't let it. It was just something that we just didn't do. Because I told this story a lot of times that growing up, I always thought people were like my brother. Just had families that did church and did Jesus, and that's it. It wasn't until I actually got to probably middle school when I realized that everybody wasn't like us. There was people that cussed, drank, smoked. That as girls start development, I had boys pulling on my bra straps and stuff like that, and I was like, "What is this?" And my mom said, "Oh yeah, about that." But again, we grew up very sheltered. So to be now in the gospel industry, it's not too far from where I probably would have ended up anyway, because I grew up in such a gospel household. My grandmother was a minister. Most of my aunts are ordained ministers, my uncle. So it's not a far stretch from the imagination that I would have been in this industry doing what we're doing now.
It's not a stretch from imagination that you would be in the gospel, but understanding that gospel is wide range, that the amount of careers you could have in gospel could be wide range. I'll start with you, Rod. How did you start in the career that you started? How did you break into the gospel industry, Mr.
It was
horns
crazy.
And players and stuff?
Yeah. Well, it was kind of crazy. When I moved to Nashville, I actually moved to Nashville and had a job with the National Baptist Publishing Board, which was the publishing arm for the National Baptist Convention. And I was the marketing director. So I started in the books. So at a convention, they had a convention back in the day, it was called CBA Convention. It was like Christian Booksellers Association. And we were in Colorado. And I never forget the day. It was the National Baptist Publishing Board is like the oldest African-American publishing company in the country. So we do the new National Baptist hymn books, the hymn books that you sing at Sunday mornings, all the stuff like that. So we published those. And so I was talking to some customers about the stuff that we carried, the books that had African-American presence in the Bible, how it came to be. And I was explaining to them about that and how that the hymns are like the structure of the church, how we developed that and had the whole history going. So this man came up behind me, he said, "Man," he said, "you did a great sales presentation." He said, "Do you love music?" I said, "Man, I love music." He said, "Who are some of your influences?" I said, "Man, I love, I like the Winans. I was just calling out like BB and CC because they were hot way back there. I said, BB and CC, I love the Winans. I love Vicky Winans. I was just calling out all the Winans. I love the Clark sisters." He said, "Wait." He said, those are the artists that my company represents. I said, "What?" So it was a company called Sparrow Records back in the early days, back in that was like, I went 80, 90, right on the cuffs of that, right in that area. Some of y'all might not have been born, but
I definitely wasn't born, but go ahead.
Shut up. So
we digress.
Yeah,
we digress.
So Sparrow the guy said, "Can you call me and talk to me?" So I'm like, "Yeah." So I called him. I talked to him. He said, "Hey, we have a position in the sales department, and we need somebody that knows gospel music and that has a passion for it." He asked me, "Could I interview?" I came in. I talked to him. I never forget Bill Hearns and Billy Ray Hearns were like the owners of these. These guys are icons in gospel music. And they came in. We had a great conversation. They said, "We want you. You're hired." I'm like, "What?" And so that's how I got started. And from there, it's funny. So Sparrow Records back in the day started, but now Sparrow Records is called Motown Records. Motown Records, the gospel Motown Records, Motown brought Sparrow, the urban side of Motown brought Sparrow and just absorbed all that music and brought it into the Christian, and that was the division of gospel. So now when you look at Motown Records, who has I think Brian Courtney, Tasha Cobbs, and a couple other artists, and I think Ty Tribbett, all of those people. But my first artist, it was crazy. The first artist I ever worked with from Sparrow was a little man named Kurt Franklin. He had just came out with the reason. He came out with The Reason Why We Sing, and then from there we worked with
That's one of my favorites.
Yep, that was an awesome time. I got a chance to work and promote that record. Worked with like BB and CC Heaven. Got a chance to work with the Kurt Carr singers when they first got started, and even worked with Donna Lawrence back in the day, because Donna Lawrence was. We had a distribution deal with Alejo, which is Al Hobbs' label, and then Brian Spears, Crystal Rose. And so Brian Spears had Donna Lawrence, and Al had GMWA, Maz, Angela Spivey, and all that. And we just started. That's how I started working with Sparrow. And from there, I worked from Sparrow. I went to Benson, and I had a chance to work with Hezekiah Walker and Fred Hammond, Yolanda.
You work with the world.
I mean, yeah, but you know what?
That's how I got started.
But let's say this. Let's say that's how you. So I'm gonna get to you, Sherry, about how you got started. What was your major in college? Exactly.
Me?
Yeah.
Marketing.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yours makes sense. Yours makes sense.
And I majored in having fun too.
I'm sure you did.
I bet you did.
I had a ball. I tell people, I said, I had the best time in college.
You had the best. I mean, because you still hang out with all your college friends.
Yeah,
right?
all my college friends. This year, we celebrated 35 years in the bond of my fraternity, and we got a chance to get together at homecoming and had a blast. So we still hang out.
I hope you had a holy blast.
Yeah, we were spiritual. We got a couple ministers we have about 2 or 3 brothers that are ministers now. So we got a chance to be spiritual. We sung and laid hands and did all that kind of stuff.
Well, amen. How about you, Sherry? How did you break in? Because we know you didn't. We know you had a holy blast in your life. So
yeah. For real.
My dad said you have no other option but to do gospel.
Yeah, this is your only option. I'm trying to think, how did I break in? I got into the industry in 98 or 97, 98 when GMWA came to Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah, you were
so
there.
Is that when you met? Is that when you first met?
I don't know. We may have met, but we did. I don't think we became like really cool until probably a few years later. So I probably knew of him, but I don't think we actually met. Until
we went to when we really was in Richmond.
Oh yeah, for board meeting.
For board meeting, that's when we really.
So that probably was about 2 or 3 years after that. So maybe around 2000 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, So maybe 4 years after that. But I got into the industry. I think it was Born Again Records, Ricky Barnett. I don't remember Ricky Barnett, Roderick.
Mm-hmm.
He had called. I was doing some small stuff, and he was asking me, do I do street promotions? And I was like, and at the time, I wasn't familiar with street promotions as much as the term street promotion. I was so used to just passing flyers out that when he said, "Do you do national street promotion?" I was like, "Absolutely." So I had to hurry up. I was like, "What is street promotion?" Then he said, "Do you do national billing?" I was like, "Yeah." What? And billing, of course, is actually putting up those big posters on back in the day when you can do it. Now you can't do it anywhere like that.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm like, "Yeah." So he gave me. I forgot. I don't even know who it was. If it was Mark Hubbard or somebody, he gave me at least 100 posters that built all around the city of Philadelphia. And I was like, "I sure will." And I don't even know how much he gave me to pay. But I was like, "Yes, I'm gonna do it." He said, "Well, do you do conventions too?" I was like, "Yes, I got teams all over the place." I ain't had nobody but me because I was just starting out. He was like, "Where we going next?" Whatever city we had, I found some reps and got 4 to 5 people to work with me. So my first intro into the industry was working with people that were, to me, already big, that wanted some corny old Sherry Johnson in Philadelphia to do some street promotions. And then that's how we end up doing bigger things. So that was my first introduction. And I'm sure that's how I met Bruce Knight from Crystal Rose Records, you know, and Bruce and I are still close. And it just began to blossom. I hadn't even met Tanya Ginyard yet, my godmother. I hadn't even met her yet. I met her a few years later, you know, and then we all became this one big happy family. So yes, gospel has always been in me. So it probably was a natural fit to go into some form of gospel. But being in the gospel music industry, believe it or not, is really dog eat dog sometimes. And sometimes you can really get like depressed and discouraged, like you want to get out the industry. So therefore, thank God for Jesus and thank God for being saved. Because
hallelujah.
We would have been jumped out.
She did, and Sherry, remember the time we did, I hired your company to do street promotions with me for Creflo Dollar?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Creflo, I was promoting Creflo Dollar music, and I came to Philly, and Sherry took me around to all these stores, and I was like, you know, I'm a little country boy from down south. But we were in Philadelphia. I was looking at, I'm like, where are we, Sherry?
Listen,
yo,
wait a minute, why is all the buildings so close together? We're not
Did I meet you? Is that the year we met? We all met and we all went out to eat?
I'm trying to remember. It might have been.
It's possible because I think you all helped women. I think you all helped me with that promotion too.
Yeah.
So it's very possible. Yes.
We went to your man's store that he didn't shake hands.
Bruce Webb.
Webb's department store.
Yeah. I'm like that. He had a very unique way of designing his store. It was very unique.
Didn't he though?
I love the way you said that. He did have a very unique way of designing.
He knew where everything was.
It was, yeah.
Everything.
That was great.
Yes.
Bruce Webb is a legend here in Philly. Rest in peace, Bruce Webb.
We love you.
It's funny talking about Bruce Webb. Yesterday I was taking pictures at an event and I did something he does. When you take a picture, you hold up the finger, and I was like, oh, that was a Bruce Webb. Oh my God. I felt myself just like morph into Bruce. I was like, oh my. I did the point, and I was like, and so his legacy and his influence continues to live on. But Sherry, what was your major in school?
Communications, English/communications.
I want to ask this, just both of you. Do you believe your major prepared you for what you're doing right here in life now?
I think so, you know, especially once I got to pursue my master's, you know, in professional communications, because that helped with the, I guess the overall theory of how you communicate, helping with public speaking, helping with drafting press releases, helping communicate, you know, even now with everything being social media driven. So I think in that aspect, yeah, you know, I don't know if it prepared me for the type of industry that we're in, just in dealing with the business aspect of it. But as far as communicating effectively, yeah, I believe so for me.
I think it did the marketing aspect. It did because it gave me a couple of things as far as developing marketing plans and strategies. You got to really hone into what people are thinking. And then my teacher always told me, he said, one of my favorite marketing teachers always told me, he said, you got to think as a customer. He said, a lot of times when people do marketing plans, they try to come up with these theories and all this kind of stuff, but it's mainly like you're the consumer. So if you're a consumer, what makes you buy music? What makes you listen to a song? What things motivate you because you're just a normal person? So utilize those skills to kind of direct those into how you drive your business. And I think that's been a consistent part about what I've been doing as far as the gospel music. Then from a music perspective, I think coming up through doing music from the band and the choir, and we talked about performance, performing and stuff of that nature. I think that helped me to look at artists and listen to listen to them sing, and seeing that they have the total package from a marketing standpoint, but not only from a marketing standpoint, but from a delivery performance. And do they have the performance, the look, the styling, and whatever it takes to get you to elevate the level that not just a typical church, a church singer.
Right.
Yeah, like, because we're in the industry right now, because you got to look at, you're trying to get people to purchase your product. So therefore you got to be a step above that. So it's got to be a level of professionalism in your ministry.
Yeah.
All right. So you're Jemison and Associates and you're Supreme Gospel Entertainment. You're doing individual things. She's doing street promotions as well as public relations and Rod, you're doing marketing because you left sales. From what I remember, you left sales and you went into what?
Into distribution.
Okay,
I was at Central South for many years. Central South Distribution, where we should see you guys at the because we were the distributors for a lot of artists, and we came up to Philly for the
Praise 103.9 event.
Right. And you guys had
that's when I thought, okay.
Yeah, you guys were back there interviewing people, and I was there with I think I can't remember who was there. What artists we had a whole
little guy.
Patrick Dobson.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was the I want to say the little guy. I can't remember his name. Was it the guy? He had a hit song. Oh my God! I love the Lord, but being gospel music and remembering that
the little guy. Yeah,
he had a hit song, and I thought that was who you was with. He was a real hit at the time, and
we had a couple. We had a couple people there. I can't remember who all. I know Patrick was there, but we had a couple other people.
You had this major one. He was major at the time, and he had a hit song. I can't remember the song.
I can't. I work with so many people. I'm old. I mean, not old. I'm vintage, like a fine wine.
You classic?
Classic.
You're classic. You're classic.
Yeah, that's what this used to be all black.
We know.
I'm sure at one point it was,
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. You know, what's the name? Ron Isley,
Yeah, I'm embracing.
Ron Isley made it cool.
I know, that's what I'm trying to be like Ron.
I know, right? He had all of everybody talking about it.
Right.
So you're doing distribution, but just break down distribution before, just in case not everybody knows what distribution is.
Okay, so distribution is the mechanism in which the artist either gets their music in stores. They do have some stores that still buy product. It's very small, but physical product, if you know what that means, like a CD. If you for you guys that remember CDs, people still sell CDs.
I know, right?
And then from a distribution standpoint, also now it's digital distribution. That means when you buy music on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. So I set up all that for artists. Artists comes in and say, hey, I need a platform to get my product out to reach the masses. So I set the distribution deal up with a distributor, and I walk them through it, do the media, all the forms, the artwork and whatever, and then we set it all up for distribution. So you can have physical and digital distribution. I set all that up for artists.
Got it.
So when you do your project, just let me know and I'll set it up.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Sherry, don't hate. You know my project. Well, it really is coming.
Does a project, then we could do that one because Sadina actually does have a good voice.
Sadina who? Talk about the one.
I'm feeling a little hurt here. I have a good voice, but anyway. So
Lady S.
Yeah, that's Lady S.
Lady S over there, but either way, so Jemison Associates, Supreme Gospel Entertainment, right? You're doing distribution, you're doing street promotions, you're doing public, kind of like public relations, right? Mm-hmm. How do you decide that I want to be you, Rob, because you went from having I don't want to say having a job to being independent. So working for
right.
a company, working for the company,
right.
to being independent. Why the switch? And Sherry, yours was more so that you always had you had a job back then, but you were doing independent. What was that like, switching from working a job to being independent?
It's a chore. It's different. It's funny because working in a corporate setting with labels, every 2 weeks your check gonna be there and it's gonna be there. You got the insurance, you got all that stuff. But when you do independency, your faith is tested, and you got to know. We're not saying that I didn't trust God and I didn't believe in God when I had the corporate sector doing was. Because I always knew that, and even in that there were times where we got laid off. No, there were companies that I worked for that closed and got laid off because of the structure of what's going on in the music industry. But in 2004, I had an epiphany. I'm like, you know what? All these years I've been working for people and doing all this stuff, and I felt like I never was, I had a lot of great ideas, did a lot of good stuff, but I never felt like I was getting what I was just due. So I stepped out on faith and started my own company. And it's a leap of faith. And every year, like me and Sherry talk about it, every year, every month, it's a leap of faith. From month to month, when you deal with independent artists, and no disrespect, but it's just that everybody has financial struggles. It can be 1 month things are going great, then the next month, hey man, they don't have the money or the slow pay or whatever. But even in that, one thing that I can truly, I think why me and Sherry jail so much, it's crazy. We know that we have bills, we got family, we got to take care of, but money has never been like our true focus. We work with you within your budget to try to make sure, I think elevating God's music and doing what we want to do and our passion behind working with independent artists supersedes where we trying to be rich. Because if I were trying to be rich, I probably would just go back and get a job, because this is not a field that you're going to get rich in, but it's more of a fulfilling situation where you get an independent artist that is that you believe in, that has a great ministry, and that you can see that their mission and their music is being fulfilled and people are being blessed by it. So therefore, it's a challenge. I mean, I tell people all the time, my son, he tell my dad, I want to do my own business. I said, be careful what you ask for. I love it.
I get it.
Yeah. No, don't be careful what you ask for. You better go leap. You better get it. I am never going to listen.
Well, you got to leap when you know God is leading you that way, not just because you're anxious. The Bible says be anxious for nothing.
Yeah.
So you got to know that you're in the will of God. I could have leaped, when I was 17, and that might not have been the will of God. So you got to make sure that you're staying in God's will when you're doing the leaping, because He's always going to make the provisions for you, when you're doing it that way. So,
how was that leaping? Suppose you get out of school and you get a choice. You have a choice. Anybody has a choice. Go to a job, or be the job, or start your job, or create your job. You have a choice. I understand leaps of faith and going with God's will, but we have a choice when we first get out of school. We could either be our own boss or go to the man. I don't want to call it the man. Go to the man. Or to the
woman.
Or to the woman. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you still, for those of us who practice Christianity, still have to defer.
Go ahead, preach, sister. I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead, amen.
That's right. You want
that scripture out.
at me. Don't play now. But you still have to defer to God's plan. So yeah, we always got. I had a choice when I left school and graduated from UMES at 21. Do I want to work in TV, radio, or do I want to start my organization? So I could have said I wanted to start my organization right then, but was that God's will? Was in his direct will or his permissive will? There are times when you could be in the God's direct will and everything will fall into place. And then there are times God will just allow things to happen. That's his permissive will. Not necessarily his direct will, but his permissive will. All right, Sherry want that gone. She's going to get it. And then she's going to have a bunch of pitfalls because she did not wait to hear my voice. So therefore, I want to always try to be in his direct will. I'm not always going to be in it, but I want to always try my best to be in his direct will. So that's the difference between somebody just leaping and then somebody actually, all right, this is a leap of faith, because Joyce Meyer always preached a sermon one time and said, even when you're afraid, do it. Do it afraid.
Do it afraid.
However, doing it afraid still means doing it afraid in the will of God. Not just say, all right, guess what? I'm about to walk across the street. I got some faith. No, I'm gonna walk across that street because what I need is across the street, and God told me to walk across that street. That's where we gotta be.
But but does God tell you? I mean, like for real, when I'm talking about when we're 18, getting out of college, when we're not 18 getting out of college, but some of us might be smart enough to be 18.
Some of us.
I'm just saying. So when you're getting out of college and you don't know, you don't have the wherewithal to understand the fact of whether you can, God's leading you or whatever is leading you. But if you say nowadays entrepreneurship is a thing, it's a real thing. So It's not like, is God leading me to entrepreneurship, or is it just something inside of me that says I want to be an entrepreneur? They may not be able to discern the perfect will or the permissive will of God. They may just be able to say, this is what I want. This is what I desire.
Kind of say, this is what I want. But you can also say, this is what I want. And if it falls in line with God's will, then I definitely want to go that route. A person that's 30 might not have the mind capacity to really, properly know what is right for them with respect to God's will. A person that's 18 or 22, of course, when Sita gets 18 or 22, I'm sure she's not going to have, what she really wants to do in life. She might. Right now, she's flipping and flopping from one entrepreneur idea to the next. That's fine when you're young. That's fine when you're 18. That is even fine when you're 22.
Right, she sure did go from, she wanted to be a nail tech. She wanted to do everybody's nails. I still never even got my cuticle thing. I need to get that.
Well, guess what? She's still doing nails, but right now she's hopping on something else, but that's okay to, be a little rabbit here and there. But at some point, when you're now 22 and it's now time to, either work in the profession that, you want to work in, or to become an entrepreneur, there's nothing wrong with, doing one or the other. You still want to ask, okay, God, what is your will for my life? And sometimes he's going to be quiet, because we've been there when he's been quiet for a long time and we don't know what to do. And we still got to trust and we still got to work our vision. And until he speaks, you work whatever you believe God is telling you to work, but you just don't just want to jump just because you want to jump. It's not about what you want to do. It's about what you want to do that falls in line with God's word. And everybody's not going to get that. I know, everybody's not there, but I'm telling you, if you follow God's direct will for your life, it is definitely easier than just following your own heart.
So you're trying to tell me at 22 years old, when you came out, I don't know how old you were when you came out of college, but
21. Okay, go ahead.
Whatever age you came out of college, in your 20s, you knew exactly what God was saying, you knew exactly what God was saying and what job to go to?
Didn't know exactly what God was saying. The prayer is not to know necessarily exactly what God is saying. The prayer is to be whatever God is, wherever he's directing you to go in that direction. I wanted to be a sportscaster. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to see me on Action News, Fox 29, Channel 3, Channel 10. I wanted to be on those channels, and I was working hard towards that goal. And when we met at Channel 48, I was like, oh, snap, Channel 48, that's my step to the big ones. And right now, I'm on big time TV with Shelly Shell. So, hey.
That's what I'm saying. That's it.
It is what it is. But no, I did not know fully that. Nobody, I don't think, will fully No, but I did not. I don't believe at 21 I was. If something said you want to go start your own business or you want to try to, go to TV, even if I would have been like, yes, I'm ready to start my own business, it would not have been God's perfect timing. When it was time to start my business, it felt scary, but it felt right. It was like, okay, I can do this. So I think a person might be ready at age 16. People start their businesses at age 9. And with what I'm saying, but it has to be something that God puts into your spirit, and that's not everybody's story. I understand that, but that has to be my story. And then, that has to be, the story is that if you're walking by faith, that's exactly what that means. You walk by faith and not by sight.
Amen. I walk by faith, but okay. So individually, Supreme Bishop Sherry. I don't know. They always say Bishop. Bishop Sherry. No, but
Reverend Doctor, to be exact.
Reverend Dr. Bishop Sherry Johnson Royce. I know. How did you decide? Okay, 2 individual companies doing two different things. Yes, in gospel music. How did you decide to merge the two organizations to form Merge Music Group?
It wasn't even something that of course I had to decide on it, but it was actually Roderick that came up with he initiated the conversation.
Go right.
He called.
Yeah.
It started in April. Yeah, he called me and said, "Hey, I want to, talk to you about a possible, business opportunity." And I was like, "Okay, what's up?" And he was telling me, "I got Jemison and Associates. You got Supreme. I got the South. You got the North. And together we could come and do some fabulous things." It was like, all right, that sounds like, it's a good idea. And we already worked together before, on different projects over the years. So I already knew his working style. He knew my working style. So I said, well, let's just pray about it. I said, because although we both know each other, we cool. The biggest thing for me is not to ruin friendships. Right. Or business, So I was like, he cool, he know I'm cool, but working together, when you got 2 different personalities coming together, it can ruin a friendship, So I said, let's just pray about it and see what God says. So after, some prayer, I don't know if I called him or he called back, but then we started. But Roderick was the one who initiated the whole thing. Because had it not been for God, and that's what I'm talking about. Roderick and I hadn't talked on a regular basis before that. So that's when obviously God had spoke something to Roderick. Right. Because it wasn't like, even me and Shelly don't talk all the time, but I could expect that from Shelly. Before I could expect, what I'm saying? Before I could expect it from Roderick. So for him to call and say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I got something to talk to you about." That had to be God putting something in his spirit. It had to be. He ain't just say, "All right, let me go." He could have called anybody. You know how many people Roderick knows? And I'm not saying I'm not a nobody, but you know how many people Roderick knows in this industry that he called Philadelphia to talk to me about a partnership? Come on now.
Wow. So since then, how many years has it been?
We started, 4 years ago?
4 years
ago. 2022, 2018.
Yeah. 2018.
April 2018.
4 years. Thank God y'all still friends. It seems like y'all still friends.
Are we? But
I guess y'all still friends.
I think we are more like brothers and sisters now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I got all the family.
He done came to my house and ate up my husband's fish soup.
Yep, I come to the house. I chill there. That's my family house. I come in, and Trevor always make me fish soup when I come to town.
Yes, we are family. Anyway, so what are you doing? Like, what projects are you currently working on? Because we passed our 30-minute hour, and I don't know whether lady
this was supposed to be a 30-minute. Wait.
I knew it.
We're up here at 8:45.
I'm like, we're supposed to be 30 minutes.
I knew we wouldn't be 30 minutes, but technically it's 30 interviews in 30 days, 30 minutes. But it's okay. I knew we would talk over it.
Yeah. Well, we are. It's the first quarter, so we are developing some new client things that we're working on right now. And definitely, we're working with the Davises. We're working with Tamika Patton. We're working with Darren Ross. We're working with name who else, Sherry?
Well,
no,
we
I
did
know.
right now. We get ready. Hopefully, start working with Stephen Boyd. Stephen Boyd
Yeah,
is from
Stephen Boyd.
Southbury, Maryland. He was a college classmate of mine, and he contacted us when we did our DC showcase a few years ago and wanted to see with the GMWA. He saw how nice that showcase was. I guess it was streaming, and he contacted us from there, and he's been our client, ever since that point. And a couple other people, that we're trying to bring into our fold, make
Right.
sure as the spring
Alexia
gets
Curry,
here.
and a couple other names that we're working on, and we're reviewing some new music because we just did a promotional package out to people, letting them know if they got new projects, please contact us. We're taking new clients for the top of the year, so we're working on some things and making things happen, making it move, making it emerge.
Yes,
making it merge.
Making it
So-
merge.
so
Merge
how
Music
can-
Group, where marketing and music
meet.
meet.
Oh, look at y'all! They got it. Oh man, you said that where marketing and music meet. So how can they?
Wait till you hear our theme song.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So,
I might let you do a couple BVGs on it.
Okay.
You know what that is?
No. Because I know it's something. I know it's something.
No, it's real. It's background vocals.
Background vocals.
Oh, BBG.
Back,
You could
BVGs.
like always all the way back. I understand.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
way
what he
back.
meant. Way
Like
back.
off the mic back.
I ain't heard my voice. You know
Yeah.
how they be in the church and you do the solos. Yes, girl. Go ahead, take your time. I'm that. See?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
They're like, hurry up. Take your time.
Take your time, girl.
Well,
you did that.
I've heard Bree and I've heard Sita do their solos on national platform, so they can do their thing. So I ain't heard you yet, Shelly. So we got to wait and
You're
see.
gonna have to wait. I don't even know if I don't know. I'm gonna be all over. I'm gonna be in demand. Demand.
Well,
You don't know?
Well,
That's
we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and see.
So how do they get in touch with Merge Music Group?
Sherry.
All right. Well, you can get in touch with us on our Facebook page, Merge Music Group, on Instagram, Merge Music Group. You can also find us on. No, we're not on TikTok yet, right? Oh my goodness! But
No, we're
Roger,
not.
Roger do all the TikTok stuff, so go on the TikTok.
Go on my TikTok, Roger.
You got a
Jimmy.
TikTok? Oh,
Yeah. You gotta see
I gotta
me.
follow you. I gotta
You
follow
gotta see
you.
me
Yes, got follow
stepping.
Roderick on TikTok. I'm just slowly getting on there. I'm not a big TikTok
I'm
person.
stepping
But-
on TikTok.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, shucks.
So Roderick is on Instagram as well at Roderick Jemison, and I'm on Instagram, Sherry, 2 R's and an I, Supreme Gospel. And if somebody want to reach out to us, you need some promotions, you need to talk to us and let us consult you, call us. 267-428-0116. 267-428-0116. We'll give you a free consultation. We'll let you know how we can help you with any budget you have. Just don't come to us with a zero budget because that's not
Yeah,
gonna work.
please have some budget. Or you can email us at promo at mergemusicgroup.com.
Yep.
Merge. All right, so we've gotten past what merge is. So let's talk about religion or gospel. Listen, if you heard a pastor use the word be, how would you feel in the sermon?
I wouldn't like it.
I'm like,
What context would that be okay to use it in the sermon?
Don't call a woman a hoe. Don't call a woman a this. Don't call a woman a beat.
So saying it like that, I still wouldn't like it. But if he's saying it like that, then I would not be like, oh my goodness, why in the world? But I still wouldn't like it.
yeah, I don't like. He could have said, "Don't call a woman a derogatory term,"
Right.
and then we could have just implied all those things in our head.
Because we know what the terms
deal.
are.
Yeah, don't call her a cuss word.
Yeah, don't call her a cuss
Don't
word.
call her a female dog.
Yeah,
Exactly. I just wonder what the Christian folks would say. Not that I'm not a Christian. I'm just not,
yeah.
Mhm.
not in the gospel music. I found that we done a little gospel. I don't know. It's a different type of beat. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It is.
there are some people, and I said to each his own. whatever floats your boat, if it's good for you. But no, I guess me and Sherry, we were raised a little more strict in our religion. No, her father being a minister, my father being a pastor. I just don't know when you get to when you're in the pulpit, I think the elevation of a pastor should be, that should be like sacred. We don't have to use worldly terms to
convey a message.
To delay a message. Yeah, yeah. What she said.
What she said. It was funny. Monica had a show today, and she the person on there said cuss word, donkey, the donkey word. And so I said, well, the pastor last week, I'm not gonna name the pastor, but it's a Philadelphia pastor. Last week when I was watching, said the B word.
Uh-huh.
And I said, and they was like, no. So I was like, I wonder what y'all would think about that. Cause listening to it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not really saying, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not like one of those people that's saying, oh my God, you can't. Although I am a Christian, I love Jesus, I'm sanctified, saved, set apart for his glory. Honestly, I really am. But it didn't floor me, but I was just like, I'm not sure if that was a good word to use at a sermon. I mean, I feel like you could have said something else.
I think you always can say something else. I think we as sometimes Christians always try to toe this line to see how close we can get to being like the world without totally always crossing over. And it's never the opposite way around. It can never be how close can the world get to us. We always got to say, well, it's okay to do this. It's not a sin to do this. Just because some things aren't sin, the Bible says, everything is not good for you. Right. So just because it's not a sin, it doesn't mean it's good for you to do. That one thing could have been a stumbling block for somebody. Like, dang, for real? And I always think about that. When my niece was younger, she would say, I forgot, she almost say like, why would I come to church and these same people be at the clubs or be at this and be there? And I was like, well, you come for yourself. You come for, and that was when she was a teenager. I said, you come, to get your life together. You don't worry about what other people do. But it's very hard when people are looking at you as the Christian, especially when you're a minister and you have this high mantle that God has given you, a mandate on your life that God has given you to begin to perform how the world does. Exactly. To convey a message. You can convey a message any kind of way. It doesn't have to be saying, well, this blank, now hell and donkey and all that kind of stuff, the A word that you said, that's in the Bible, but my goodness, the Pastor Mouse will just start saying F, F all y'all, at what point will you stop? And that's not going to help pull anybody closer to Christ. Actually, it's going to cause more division.
Exactly.
Or maybe this is a way to reach. There's a change in the world. There's a change in culture. There's a change, and maybe they feel using a secular way of knowing it, because the message was, the actual title was even a secular title. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, get down. That was So do you know what song that came from, Rod?
I've heard it somewhere in the atmosphere.
Come on now, you know that song. Go ahead, girl, go ahead, get down.
Yeah,
you know the song.
It's got a nice beat. You can dance to it.
Go ahead. That was the sermon title, and I was like, I'm surprised that more people haven't spoken about the whole thing, because it just took me, like, he really did say the word out loud on the pulpit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like when Benjamin Cone Jr. decades ago, he's now deceased, had that message, who in the hell left the gate open? And like, but when you hear it in context, because hell is in the Bible, he was literally trying to convey a message about people who do things that are not Christ oriented. So was it a shock value? Yes. That he had scripture to back it up 100%. But now when you start to say the B word and the FU word and all this other
kind of stuff. It had context, it had scripture, it had an amazing message, it had all of those things. It really turned it around, flipped it for us to understand. Basically, the goal was to look at women as if not in that way, to look at women as if But the whole message was great. I'll send you a copy of it. But the message was great. But it was just, did it shock me? Yes. It was like one of those things. Wow. I wonder how everybody else feels. It didn't bother me because I'm not offended. Right. You know, I'm not offended by the words. I'm not offended by what it said. But it didn't bother me. But I know how certain people are. So let's go to the other preacher who spit in his hand and then, you know,
smashed it on his brother's face. Woo.
Yes. Thoughts on that?
Dumb.
COVID outbreak. I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't understand. That was confusing. I didn't hear I had to be honest. I never heard what he said prior or afterwards. But I don't care what he said, because it was nothing that deep or that spiritual that I would have allowed my pastor to do that. Even my dad to do that. No, that's nasty.
It is, but you know what? I was not, before the world got the I was literally watching it live at the time because I watch him and I thoroughly feel that God speaks through me. I mean, speaks to me through his messages. I'm an avid, so I was on it. I was like, the message was great. So all I did was turn my head at the moment, like, but the message was still there.
Yeah.
So he still got the message there. It came through.
You still got the message, but he just diluted the message and with that one action, you know. Right. So that's why when I talked to you after earlier, you know, after it was all said and done, and when he apologized publicly, I said his apology did much more for people than the actual spit and smearing it on his brother's face, because it actually showed, yeah, I am fallible. I am a person that's not perfect. I made a bad decision to make a point. And I believe that bad decision, yes, it pulled people in and made it viral. You know, I don't know if that was his intent to make something viral. I would hope not. However, but made it viral, then the apology also went viral. And I think that had much more weight to it than, you know, him spitting and smearing it all on his brother's face with COVID out there.
All right. So what if a singer came to you, a singer, rapper, artist, you know, performer, and said, and they give you their gospel music, they're giving you the music, and it is like holy, hallelujah, holy, but one of them made reference to I'm a spit on you to heal you, and I'm gonna call you and never call my wife a B. You know, something like that. I mean, I'm not just saying, what if it had that in there? Do you reserve the right to, do you say no? Do you say, it's a banger. It's a banger. They got the money. They're all ready to go.
It's not about the money. It's about, you know, really, you know, standing up for your personal moral compass, whatever that moral compass is for you. You know, so just because they have money, my God, we definitely want clients with money, but we also can't go past our moral compass on any one thing. We actually met with a client a couple of weeks ago. Woo!
That was, hey.
All I can say is they was going to have some money, but we could not.
And see, and that's the thing, because people don't look at it like, the artist has his own following and what he believes, but they'll look at me and share it like evidently we buy into his message because we're promoting that. So as a promotion company, we had to be cognizant of what we pick up as clients, because therefore we don't want to turn. I mean, if we get a bad name out there, then we won't get other clients that want to come over and be a part of our team, because they said they'll just take anything.
Right.
But it's gonna go viral though.
It's gonna go viral.
It's gonna be viral for real.
We the cussing gospel singers. We the cussing gospel singers. We the cussing gospel singers.
Look, it's gonna be so viral that we're gonna catch a disease and we're gonna lose our. Look, we ain't gonna have no more clients. It's gonna be real viral.
Somebody said all money's not good money. You right, all money's not good money.
That's all right.
I just joking. I just wanted to discuss a little something.
Yeah, just a little something.
Just a little something. Just put it out in the atmosphere. Just talk about it. But Merge Music Group Sherry Johnson Roy, Roderick Jemison. They are doing amazing things. Follow them on Instagram, follow them all over. Make sure if you are a gospel artist and you are looking for promotions, marketing, go to Merge Music Group and check them out. Also, they are amazing people. They are my family, like this real, like
we real family.
We real family, y'all. So I might have interviewed them as if we weren't, but we real family. I knew a lot of the stuff. I knew some stuff. So but I wanted y'all to know some stuff. So 30 interviews in 30 days celebrating the 30-year anniversary of Urban Expressions.
Woo!
30 years. That's what I'm talking about. I think I knew, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm 21 forever. So I don't know how that goes, but 30 years for Urban Expressions. And it is Black History Month. So we're bringing you Black culture, Black excellence. And entrepreneurs, one thing, we are all of us. Even Lady S, I don't know if she's going to say anything. Once again, I don't know.
I told Lady S to unmute and say something.
Lady S.
I keep giving her the opening, and you know how many times can you call somebody Lady S? How many times can you call somebody? I don't know
what Lady S. We only got.
I don't know whether she's coming on or not, but all of us are entrepreneurs, and as entrepreneurs, you have to constantly do things to market, promote, get your name out there, stay relevant, make money, and pretty much that's what we're doing. So if you're an entrepreneur out there, believe me, keep going, don't give up.
Right.
So what are some tips you can give to entrepreneurs? Because it is from a faith standpoint. You coming from the faith standpoint. I am as well. Don't think I'm a heathen, but you gospel folks. Go ahead. Give a tip. Just one tip.
If I had to give a tip, I would say don't get weary in well doing. And don't be discouraged. Whenever you start a business, it's not going to start off game banging, making a lot of money and doing, because if you're doing it for money or you're doing it to make a lot of money or whatever, you're going to fail, because you got to do, I tell people all the time, the reason I do music is it's my passion and my love. I think if you do something that you love, it will keep you motivated and keep you strengthened and keep you encouraged. And also make sure when you're doing business, do ethical business. Don't, like you said, all money is not good money. Try to align yourself with good partners. Like I thank God for Sherry. We've been friends for many, many years and now been a partner. Sherry's like my sister, so I trust her. And just align yourself with good people and have a good crew of people around you to help you develop the relationship or develop your company or whatever you're doing. But one of the things I just tell people, you got to stay encourage yourself, and you can't be just, there will be trials, there will be tribulations, there will be things that will come against you, there will be people that said things that are not flattering about you. They talked about Jesus, they're going to talk about you. Okay. And so even in that, you got to stay encouraged and keep moving forward. Because if God gave you this vision, he will keep it healthy and he will keep you moving.
He will give you the provision.
Yeah, he will give you the provision also. Might not come when you want it, but it's always on time.
Okay. So, there's nothing I can really add to that, because he said everything I probably, would have said, but Bible does tell you to write the vision, and to make it plain. That simply says, simply means put it down, like literally write what you want down, and make it plain. Hey, Sadina, Lady S.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this picture. I was trying to mute it.
Lady S is
mute
in
it
the
first.
Hallelujah. At the end,
we ready to go. She still ain't getting together. Girl, have mercy.
And if you're on your own business, make sure you get some technical.
Make sure you understand technology. Listen, we've been in this Zoom world for about 2 years now. We are mastered. We have mastered the whole Zoom technology thing. But anyway, so 4 entrepreneurs, and 3 in the almost like space, 3 in the possible number.
3 in the possible.
Never.
Well, let Lady S say something real quick.
Come on, Lady S.
Introduce her business and stuff.
I don't know whether I can't introduce somebody who may not come on or not.
I'll do that another time. I really enjoyed listening to all what y'all were talking about. It's amazing all the people you guys started with and how y'all believed in God for what y'all are doing. So I'm really proud of both of you. Well, all of us. I'm proud of all of us.
All
but
of us.
I'm
Yes.
proud of you guys how y'all consulted God first before y'all came together as a whole. So it's a blessing to see that, because a lot of people just jump into stuff and don't they don't think first.
Exactly.
Well, that's
So
true.
thank you for sharing. I didn't know all that about Roderick either.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm about
Oh
sharing.
Lord, and she about to start. All right, y'all, listen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
On
so
that
love you
note,
both, and thank y'all very much for sharing. I learned a lot.
I
Well,
wish she could have come on, but Sedina Davis is of CTL Staffing Agency.
yes.
If you are looking for a job, no, that's more importantly. If you're looking for a job, get with her. But more importantly, if you are a company and you have to hire employees, it is best to hire a company who understands employment, who understands how to get the best candidates. So you need to hire CTL Staffing Agency for your employment agency so you can get the best qualified candidates for your
That's right.
position. So anyway, go call Sedina Davis of CTL Staffing Agency. You go check her out. She's amazing. She cares about the people. So if you care about the people who are getting the job, she's going to care about her employers who's looking for the job. I don't know why I just did that commercial for her, but there you go. She needs to
She's
pay me.
family. She's family.
I know.
She needs to pay
Exactly.
me for all that now.
Exactly.
No, I'm joking, Sedina. I wish you could just show your face, but I understand. When
I'm in my bedroom. I ain't
Oh no, we don't need to know all that. We don't need to know all that. We don't need to know all that.
Some tell some, keep some.
Sometimes it's TMI, especially during this interview. So we recently just released the article on Germantown Church of the Brethren, and that's on Pastor Richard, and that's one of the companies that we use, or one of the organizations that we partner with to do outreach. So I'm sure our next outreach may be, what is this coming up? The next thing is Resurrection Sunday, but we don't necessarily do anything for that. So we're gonna have some after school programs. I'm sure we're gonna have some. We're gonna have
youth,
some stuff. So
youth events. We're gonna do a lot.
So we also do those things. We didn't speak much about the outreach, but we do outreach together. This is our way of giving back to the community and working for the Lord with what He has given us, because He's given us so much. So thank you to Lady S for coming on.
Thank you, Lady S.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And thank you to, oh Lord, this child. Even though y'all said she got a better voice than me. Anyway, and that's Sherry Johnson Roy, Roderick Jemison, and we are going to go 30 interviews in 30 days. It was supposed to be 30 minutes, but I knew this was not going.
We wasn't going to be 30 minutes, but we want to say thank you to Shelly. Shelly and I have known each other for years, decades, but, we have been connected. And Sedina, I met Shelly first, then, Sedina, but Shelly's doing this for so long and could interview Roderick. And I was like, she could interview anybody. Why she wanted to interview us? Like, really? She was like, why wouldn't I interview? Like, come on. Shelly she interviewed big dogs.
Real
for
people.
Real. Like,
y'all are the big dogs. And that's that is exactly what I wanted to do. Interview people, because we're talking about Black culture. And so many times we wait for people to blow up, or we wait for people to be multi-million, and then we try to go after them, and then we want to interview them. But how about while we're all climbing up, we all need an opportunity to shine. We all need an opportunity to speak. And your stories are just as prolific and exciting as anybody else's. You have the opportunity to help other people. I know there's some gospel artists out there, so why not? Why not hear their story? Why not hear where they come from? And it may be somebody out there. Is there one? Jesus will go after the sheep. That one sheep, we going after whatever sheep is out there. Is there one?
Is there one?
That's right. Come on.
Is there one? Is there one?
And when we get our first million, Shelly, we're gonna remember you.
Don't just remember me, brother. Don't just remember me. I need
to remember you. Really,
we're gonna remember you. We remember you was here, but we're gonna
we're gonna remember you, girl.
Okay. But you know what? It's one thing I do believe. I do believe we're coming to get our millions together if that is God's will. But my thing is, I know as human beings, if they had $1 million, I would have something. I would never be broke. There would be never, and that's when you sow into people who 100%. If Sherry's got $1, you got half of her dollar if you need it. Matter of fact, if she got $1, she will take the 10% and give us the 90. I promise you that.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. And when you have that kind of spirit,
That is so
means
true.
your business is going to grow. That means you're doing it not just for us, her friends, she does it for everybody. And so does Roderick. This is how we do as a community. So believe me, I know if you want to sow into a community of people, go to Merge Music Group, because I'm telling you, when they, and if not if, but when they get that artist that breaks, and it breaks to the point of no return, I mean, probably viral, as we say, they get all viral on it, and they get their millions will go to help many people. And that is real rap. And I'm grateful to be one of the ones they gonna help. Now, they may not have to help, but we're gonna do some things out in this community. We all getting it. So anyway, I'm gonna get off that soapbox right there.
Okay, but no, we all do it, you know, and I know we're well past our time, but you know, we literally all do it. Yeah, I hate doing anything with anybody where it doesn't have a purpose to help somebody. You know, I just don't feel good. Now, there are times you just want to have fun, but when we're doing events, for me, it has to serve a purpose. You know, outreach is my passion, and it has to affect positive change. You know, so that's when we're doing stuff, you know, when we're doing stuff for Merge, when Supreme Gospel is doing stuff with, you know, Shelly's organization and Sabina's organization, it has to affect positive change. What's the purpose if it's just simply fun, if it can't affect positive change in some form? So this is affecting positive change because Shelly has chosen to highlight, you know, what we do. And because of that, Shelly's going to be blessed. Shelly doesn't have to do 30 interviews in 30 days and 30 minutes. Shelly can do anything she wants, but she's chosen to highlight 30 different businesses and entrepreneurs and, you know, speakers and whatever, you know, over a period of 1 month to give them a platform so other people that might not be familiar with a Roderick Jemison and how powerful Roderick is, and a person that might not be familiar with Creative Look Staffing and how powerful Sabina is, you know, and a person that might not be familiar with who Sherry is, you know, to now say, oh, these people are doing something special. It's not about any one of us. It's about us working together as a team to make sure that we're affecting positive change. So thank you, Shelly. I'm off my soapbox because I got to put my daughters to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, y'all got kids and all.
Well, I'm the only one that got the younger ones.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
She got all y'all got kids though.
This was such a blessing. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to bless us, and we will be forever thankful. The next time I come back to Philly, I'm gonna buy you a Philly.
Oh gosh.
What's it? Cheese and steak or steak and cheese, Sherry? No,
we don't eat that, Roderick.
Huh?
Yes, I do. Don't be lying.
No, you don't.
I eat.
You want to take us out the Longhorns?
Oh, she said,
listen. Speech.
Forget cheesesteak. We big dog.
Wait a minute. Now she want to chime all in.
Yeah, I'm talking about food. I'm taking the Longhorns.
The Longhorns. Really? Either way, we'll see you when you get here. Thank you so much.
Kids menus around the table.
Yes. Hey, kids menu can go a long way. Don't get it.
Okay, we ain't kidding.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Yes. All right, y'all. I'm going to sign off of here. Y'all have to go nowhere. So hold on for 1 second. But everybody out there, tomorrow, the person is Solo. Solo was actually one of our clients for social media. So I'm also reaching out to people who supported our business at one time or another, or had continued support. So Solo is a recording artist. He's an inspirational artist. And we're going to talk to him tomorrow. I want to support those who have supported me. I can't get to everybody. I am definitely out of space. Right now, but I'm going to keep going. If I don't get to everybody that I need to, I'm going to keep going past 30. And that is my promise. I will, if I can't get to everybody that's on this list, I'm going to keep going. I really am. All right, y'all. Peace. Peace out. See you tomorrow.
Peace.